Hey, what's up, guys? Here I am in Target, my local Target, right? Check this out. So we're in the boys section, guys. Boys clothes section. I want to show you over here. This is the clothing we have for boys.
Okay, so Republicans are not having a fun time right now because it seems as though they're getting outraged over the existence of colors.
Dinosaurs are cool, right? There's a big rainbow behind the dinosaur. But we're not going to stop there. We got a cloud, hula hooping with a rainbow. What's this? Trucks are cool, right? Picking up a rainbow. Why are we picking up a rainbow, guys? Why is this boys' clothing today? I'm not done. Like Baby Shark? Bye-bye. There's masculinity. That's what they're doing. They're destroying masculinity. Guys, it's time to stand up against this wokeness. We need to stand up as parents and leaders and fathers.
So this video is absolutely unbelievable because it speaks to how the Republican Party has just fundamentally devolved to the point where you have a bunch of random content creators that just get outraged at the existence of rainbows or colorful clothing because heaven forbid children wear colorful clothing. And like, I get it, the pride flag is a rainbow, but rainbows could just exist independently of gay people, right? They exist entirely independent of gay and trans people and have been around since the beginning of time. So it's really, really funny to see conservatives reacting to rainbows just existing somewhere, especially when you're talking about something like children's clothing, which already right out of the gate tends to be fairly colorful. But it reveals this moral panic where you have people that are not only policing other people around them, but are also aggressively policing their own children. And they're part of the reasons why it can be so difficult to grow up gay or trans, because there are so many conservative parents out there that are constantly harassing their own children, policing their perceived gender expression, all in an effort to make sure that their kids don't grow up gay or trans, not realizing the fact that your kids are going to turn out to be gay or trans regardless as to whether or not you were supportive of them. It just turns out that being supportive makes life a heck of a lot easier for those kids as they grow up and later on in life. But the degree to which this has consumed the Republican Party is on some level really funny, because at the end of the day, while Republicans are trying to pass a bunch of legislation to effectively ban trans people from public, to ban teachers from even talking about gay people existing, to ban basically anything that is symbolic of queer culture, is actually eroding support for the Republican Party, and it is revealing them to be deeply, deeply unhinged, because the overwhelming majority of people are either supportive or don't care, and think that it's really weird and creepy that these Republicans are freaking out to this degree just about the existence of queer people. Because most normal people, when they go to the store and they see a rainbow on children's clothing, are gonna just think that it's a rainbow and not some sort of political statement. Because once again, rainbows just exist in the world independently of queer people. But that's something that these conservatives just can't conceptualize. And they have such rigid ideas of how they think men should act, how they think women should act, and what colors they think are appropriate for men and women, to the point where it seems like conservatives will only ever be happy if boys are just wearing gray or black, just at all times. But maybe not too much, because that might indicate that they're goth or something, and heaven forbid you have a kid that's got a goth aesthetic or something like that. It's just this weird mental gymnastics that these conservatives are constantly doing, where they quite literally cannot walk into a Target, they can't walk into a grocery store without immediately like bursting into some sort of outrage against just some sort of casual reminder that gay people exist. And even things that aren't intentionally things that are like pride flags, they still get enraged about. And that actually brings us to something I think is very, very important. Conservatives will never be happy. There's nothing that you can do, no law that you can pass that will make conservatives happy. Fundamentally, at the end of the day, they are always going to find something to be upset about, to be outraged about. They are always going to have this weird nostalgia for a past that never existed. And the harder they try to recreate this past that never existed, the more they are going to find themselves unhappy with other things that exist in the world. Banning trans people from public will not stop conservatives from continuing to freak out about trans people existing. Compromising with conservatives about whether or not trans people should be allowed in sports isn't going to magically make these conservatives happy that you made some sort of compromise with them. It is just going to fuel their outrage even further, and they will find other things to be angry about. There's no compromising with these people, and there's no making them happy. So we should just collectively as a society not try to make them happy. And I think quite the opposite. We should be be laughing at them because it is downright silly to get this outraged about a rainbow on children's clothing.